Good morning. Do you guys struggle with somebody else's expectations and falling short? Do you have these times that you take on the burden of somebody else's problems, somebody else's choices, somebody else's decisions, and know that you could do something about it? I'm speaking as a man here, and I'm speaking as somebody who's trying to find his identity in Christ. I'm Dan, and I've been on this journey for a few years now of trying to find who I am in Christ, who I am as just a man of God, not a husband, not a father, not an employee, not a business owner, not a son, not anything else, but just who I am in Christ. Just this morning, I faced with somebody that I love, a situation where there was expectations placed. There was an understanding of what was desired. And because of choices that we both made, those things didn't happen. Things didn't work out exactly how this person that I loved wanted them to. I take on that blame. How many times have you done that? I take on the blame of not making things go the way that they were supposed to, even though I'm not really at fault. This type of situation goes back to many of our childhoods. How many of you can remember or have parents that placed expectations on you that you could never meet, or that didn't meet you emotionally when you needed to be met emotionally? Who just drove you to do better, get better grades, study more, drive harder, do all the things that society kind of looked at us to do. Some of us had these placed on us by parents, some of us by siblings that had expectations of how we would help them or interact with them. Sometimes it wasn't even that they actually needed us to help them or interact with them, but that's oftentimes how we begin to take it. In school, it's working on projects or working with other students. In classes, it's with teachers. And at work, it's with our bosses and with our peers. It can be even by our children or by other friends, family members. They place these expectations on us. They place maybe even just a slight expectation, but we take that on. Many men are fixers. Can you relate to being someone who just wants to fix things? That's me to a T. So when I see someone else struggling, when I see someone else failing, when I see somebody else needing help in some way, I want to rush in and help. But it's not always my responsibility. In fact, it's oftentimes not my responsibility. It's more my responsibility to sit and listen, offer advice maybe, give my opinion maybe if it's asked for, and to just do my part, to take care of what I need to take care of, to do the things I need to do, to have my own dreams and push forward for myself. What ends up happening through all of this is actually an idolization, placing that other person, these other things, on a pedestal above God. We are placing their happiness, their successes, or maybe even our own happiness and our own successes through these situations and these other people above God. How does that relate to finding your identity in Christ? He doesn't care if you're late for work. He doesn't care if you got the dishes done. He doesn't care if your kid is struggling with fractions or if your boss needs that extra paper written. Christ loves you, forgives you. He knows who you are. And all we have to do is just strive to be a little better every day. If you struggle with these expectations, with these things from other people, and you don't know what it's like to find your identity only and solely in Christ, links are in the bio below. Hit me up. I'd love to chat. This is such a hard thing, especially for fixer men to start to wrap their head around. You have a great day.